Good morning, students. In this session, we are continuing the chapter Cell, the unit of life. Already we have started this chapter. We have discussed what is cell, how it is discovered. Robert Hooke discovered it, and it is known as cell is known as a basic unit of life, as it is highly complex and organized. They are able to respond to stimuli and are capable of self-regulation. And cells are capable of producing more of themselves. They acquire and utilize energy. Robert Hooke discovered in 1665, he observed a room-like structure under the microscope and he named them as cell. Okay, so same name is continued here. Now, according to that, cell, it is a room-like structure. Okay, cell is structural unit of an organism. There are different level of organization and they combine together to form a tissue, and several types of tissue combine to form organ system. Now, cells differ in shape and size. They may vary from few micrometer to centimeter meters height. Okay, and size of the cell, shape of the cell, they vary. Even volume ranges from 1 to 1000 millimeter cube. All vital activities of the unicellular are carried by single cell. Okay, so the cells has to accommodate a large number of organelles. The large round cells would be difficult in moving material through cytoplasm, and in small cell the random tiny motion of molecules can easily distribute material. It has been found that even dead cells in multicellular organism carry out some function such as protection to the inner walls. Water conducting xylem vessel and tracheids in plants are composed of mainly dead cells. So they are undifferentiated cells also. Cell theory was proposed by Sheldon and Schwann. This theory was not able to explain how new cells originate. Then Virchow explained the cells divide, and all new cell must come from pre-existing cells. According to cell theory, cell is structural and functional unit of life. Cells are hereditary unit. They are basically alike in chemical composition and metabolic activities. All cells arise from pre-existing cells, and life passes from one generation to another generation in the form of a living cells. The function of an organism is an outcome of the activities and interaction of the constituent cell. So by simple this theory we can understand why cell is known as structural and functional unit of life, because whatever function is performed by different organs, it is the cell which perform all these functions, and they combine together, specialized cell combine together to perform a particular function, and it is independent. Each cell is independent. They are not dependent on any other for performing different function. Structure of cell can be explained by studying of different cell organelles. See, cell boundaries are there, cell wall and plasma membrane. Cell wall is only present in plants. Next is protoplasm. Protoplasm means nucleus and cytoplasm both. And after that, different cell organelles are present which are bounded by cytoplasm, and each cell organelle perform different functions. Depending upon the structure of nuclei are either prokaryotic or eukaryotic. See, some features are common in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic, like plasma membrane have similar construction. Both carry genetic information in DNA. There is similar mechanism of transcription and translation, but some features are different in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Division of cell into nucleus and cytoplasm separated by nuclear membrane. It is the feature of eukaryotic which is absent in prokaryote. Prokaryotes, DNA is naked, while in eukaryotes DNA is combined with protein. And chromosomes are single in prokaryotic while it is multiple in eukaryotic. Cell wall obviously non-cellulosic, and in eukaryotic it is cellulosic but only in plants. Okay, and ribosome is 70S while in eukaryotes it is 80S. Now if we are talking about plasma membrane, see, plasma membrane or cell membrane, it is the same thing. It is the outer covering. It protects the cell inner organelles. Along with that, it also helps in exchange of gases and nutrients. It is composed of mainly protein, lipids and small percentage of carbohydrate. See, plasma membrane of RBC contains approximately 52% protein, 40% lipid and 8% carbohydrate. The carbohydrate of plasma membrane are hexose, hexosamine, fructose and celiac acid. Now it will show both active transport and passive. See, membrane forms physical boundaries between organelles and cytoplasm and between the cell and extracellular fluid. Active transport means transport of ions or molecules against their concentrated gradient. Okay, see, simple. In this process, it is different from diffusion. Here, energy comes from hydrolysis of ATP, from electron movement or from the light. It may be primary active transport or secondary active transport. Clear? Now, passive transport means mode of membrane transport where cell does not spend any energy. Now, here you will get the difference. In active, energy is utilized, while in passive, energy is not utilized. It may be simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion or osmosis. See, what is the importance of diffusion? The cell membrane plays a passive role in the transport of substances across it. It occurs either through lipid matrix of the membrane or with the help of channel. Okay, sometimes what happens, specific solutes diffuse through electrochemical gradient across membrane more rapidly than might be expected. Okay, it is more fast than what we are expecting. It requires no metabolic energy. In osmosis, net movement of solvent through selectively permeable membrane takes place. Now, solution may be hypotonic, isotonic or hypertonic. Simple thing, what will take place? The water will move through selectively permeable membrane from the area of lower solute concentration. Just pay attention that it should be the low concentration of solute, and movement from low to higher concentration of solute will take place. Clear? And the channel protein do not carry any charge. They allow water and water soluble gases to pass through according to their concentration gradient. Already in previous session I have told you importance and function of cell wall. Clear? So in this I am going to give you the details. See, middle lamella, it is the outermost layer of cell wall. Okay? And pectin is most commonly present in middle lamella. Next is primary cell wall, which is found inner to the middle lamella. And after that it is secondary and tertiary. Secondary is followed by primary, and after that tertiary is present beneath the secondary wall in tracheids. And tertiary wall, it may composed derivative of hexose sugar. Now simple way we can compare cell membrane and cell wall, their function, structure, composition. Next is protoplasm. Nucleus is the most important organelle of the cell. It plays vital role in inheritance and gene expression. See, cytoplasm keep all the cell organelles in a place, and nucleus, it is known as brain of the cell because it carries all the functions. Okay, so let us discuss about the structure and function of nucleus. See, nucleus consists of 4 parts: nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, and nucleolus. While if you are talking about cytoplasm, it consists of all the cell organelles. It is composed of approximately 90% of water, and rest is, see, cell nucleus is separated from surrounding cytoplasm by carbohydrate envelope, lipids, it is also known as karyotheca. It consists of 2 parts, nucleus, cytosol, and it is double and porous. Clear? The outer membrane is connected with endoplasmic reticulum, and its outer surface may contain ribosomes, while inner surface is smooth. See, nuclear membrane is not continuous, but it consists of number of pores. Clear? There are large number of pores present on it. And nucleus also consists of viscous fluid. Nucleoplasm, it is also known as nuclear sap. Clear? And nucleolus consists of DNA, RNA, and protein. It disorganizes itself during late prophase and reappear during telophase. Now, chromatin, it is suspended in the nucleoplasm, and chromatin is the interphase chromosomal material, a complex between eukaryotic DNA and protein. See, chromosomes, I have already told you that chromosomes composed of mainly DNA and protein. See, by these features you can compare chromatin and chromosomes. Now, see the image also. It is of different types. Chromosomes are of different types, like Lambert chromosomes and polytene chromosomes. Clear? See, chromosomes number varies in each and every organism. The number of chromosome in dual set, okay, when it is present in a dual set, it is termed as diploid. Okay, and in each somatic cells contain chromosomes which are inherited from maternal, means female parent, and a comparable set of chromosome from paternal male parent. So both these organize together and are transferred to the offspring. Now one by one we are going to discuss the different cell organelles present in the cytoplasm. These cell organs perform different functions. See, I've given you some terms. It may be asked in 1-mark question or MCQ. Okay, so you should be aware of that. Like, which is the suicidal bag? So you should answer lysosomes. Then microbodies. So what are the microbodies present? So what should be your answer? Your answer should be, you have to write the names. Peroxisomes, glyoxysomes, like that. Similarly, if we are talking about related with the cell division, which organelle is related with the cell division? So, similarly, each and every answer you should know that centrosome and centrioles are the answer. Now, one by one, we are going to study in detail each and every organelle. First one is plastid. See, plastids are only present in plant cells. They are enclosed by a double membrane. Clear? They are enclosed by double membrane. Now, it is of 3 types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Mainly it is of 3 types. Now, we may write proplastids. These are found in embryonic tissues. Okay. Etioplast. These are color plastid found in such tissues like leaves which are deprived of light. Then leucoplast, colorless plastids, obviously we know. And leucoplast is further divided into amyloplast, like potato which stores starch. Then alloplast, which stores droplets of oil. And proteinoplast, obviously by name it stores protein. Now, chloroplast, it is known as kitchen of the cell. Why? Because it helps in photosynthesis. Each chloroplast is covered with a double membrane containing a proteinaceous matrix which is known as stroma. Okay, and mini sheet-like lamella called thylakoid occurs in stroma. And ribosomes of chloroplast are 70S type containing 23S and 16S RNA. Now, see, thylakoid is a stack of coins, clear, to form a granum. Image also you can see many membranous tubules are present called stroma lamella, which are interconnected by thylakoid of different grana. And chlorophyll molecules has a complex porphyrin ring with a long phytyl chain. And chlorophyll A and B, they all differ in nature. Okay, there are different types of chlorophyll: A, B, C, D and E. And they differ. How? See, A and B, they differ in nature of groups attached to the position X of porphyrin ring. A has methyl group while B has aldehyde group. And mostly plants contain 2 or 3 times more chlorophyll A than chlorophyll B. And phacoplast, we have discussed this in previous chapter also when we were studying previous chapter. In that I have told you in detail about these different types of chlorophyll. Mitochondria, it is also known as powerhouse of the cell. It is enclosed by double envelope membrane and is composed of lipids and protein. See, narrow fluid-filled space, that is outer compartment, An inner membrane surrounds a central cavity of matrix. Cristae is present. See the folds of inner wall of mitochondria, that is known as cristae. And it causes, what is the function of cristae? If it is asked, what is the function? So simple function that it increases the surface area. See mitochondria, I have told you, it is a powerhouse of the cell. So it releases energy through cellular respiration, and energy is stored also. So cristae increases the total surface area, and subunits oxysomes. What happens? It helps in synthesis and storage of ATP. Clear? And chemically, mitochondria consist of 70% protein, 25 to 30% lipids. We know. And it also contains 0.5% of RNA and traces of DNA. It contains enzymes also for oxidation, phosphorylation and electron transfer. Then only energy is converted into ATP form, which is stored in mitochondria, and whenever it is required, it is released for performing all the metabolic activities. And after respiration, the conversion of energy is in the form of ATP. And electron transport system is present, okay, which helps in conversion. And within the cell, the site of respiration, or we can say oxidative phosphorylation or respiration. Site will be, the answer will be mitochondria. Next is lysosome. It is known as suicidal bag of the cell. Why? Because it protects the cell from germs. It destroys the foreign material and protects the cell. It is, there are as many 40 kinds of powerful digestive or hydrolytic enzymes present in lysosomes, and these enzymes are capable of breakdown of molecules. Clear? And what happens? See, lysosome is a body rich in acid hydrolysis, which helps in intracellular digestion, then extracellular digestion, and also autodigestion and autophagy. And it also plays role in cell division. It helps in removal of degenerated cells. Now next is endoplasmic reticulum. This is over for this session. In next session, we are going to study about rest of the organelles, its function and working. Thank you. Have a nice day.